Okay, good morning. Welcome back to the support sessions for HLTWHS001, Participate in Workplace Health and Safety. My name's Sarah, and I've been running the support sessions for this unit each week for the assessment tasks. After, if they're needed, I'll do some drop-in sessions for support the following weeks. I'll open up the classroom and I'll be here for any questions or queries and general support with anything. So welcome. First of all, we'll do acknowledgement of country. TAFE Queensland acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and respect the continuing connection to land, waters, cultures, and family that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people uphold. We pay respects to elders past, present, and future. We recognise that teaching and learning has taken place on country for over 60,000 years, and two-way learning is an important part of our reconciliation journey. Okay, so the assessment support session's objectives is to provide support for this unit, the HLTWHS001, and today we'll be looking at assessment task 3. I'll guide you through with some tips and pointers, and then if after you've watched this recording, if you have any questions, any further questions or clarification, please reach out to the SciFi team via the email. All right, so there's 3 assessments that are due for this unit. Today's assessment will just be on assessment task 3. So assessment 1 was written and that was due on the 3rd of the 5th of 23. So hopefully that one is already in. Assessment 2, the quiz, due by the 17th of May 23. And this assessment, assessment 3, observation task is due by the 31st of May 2023. Okay, so assessment task 3, let me just have a look, is the observation. And it's asking you to, from a workplace simulator scenario, you'll be required to perform a role play as a youth worker. So you will need to demonstrate your knowledge of infection control processes. So you need to participate in infection control processes. What else? The assessor will be looking for your use of relevant PPE and equipment, if necessary. Applying workplace policy and procedures and following workplace procedures. And then after that, there's 4 observation questions that you'll need to answer. So in your workplace, I'm just having a look at what we're going to say here. You will do this with your assessor in your workplace or your placement. Yes, or your work placement, that's right. So you'll be expected to address the safety within your work area and that of the others that may be affected. So following, if you will do that as a role play, and you'll be assessed doing that. And then afterwards, the assessor will ask you some questions. There's 4. Did the workplace policy and procedures discuss? Okay, so you'll be asked to expand on your understanding of workplace policy and procedures during an emergency. All right, so outline the processes used for hazard reporting. So there should be policies and procedures of how to report hazards in your work placement or your workplace. Discuss the PPE and infection control procedures. So that's all, you must be aware of these procedures and be able to demonstrate knowledge of this in your answers. Discuss how you maintain a safe and healthy environment for yourself and others in the workplace. So just to expand on that, a couple of answers. How do you do that in your workplace as you're working, or your work placement? How can you learn more? How can you participate in understanding more about work health and safety? And generally questions about that. Okay. So moving on. So assessment, support, some housekeeping, follow your due dates and connect, okay? It's really important that you submit on time. Just for general, just as studying and your own peace of mind and that fluid and continuity of study. So if you get one in at a time and then every 2 weeks, so you've got that time rather than playing catch up. If you require an extension, please read the TAFE rules and make sure you align with these. Extensions will only be granted in exceptional circumstances. So please do not rely on extensions for handing in an assessment late. Submitting assessments must be through Connect. They will not be accepted by email. So they just will not be accepted by an email. So they need to be uploaded through Connect. Plagiarism must be in your own words. No copy and pasting. Ever. The only time you copy and paste is if you're referencing. You can copy and paste a link or resource where you located your information you're from, but no copy and pasting from the learner guide, from outside resources, from absolutely nowhere. So if you find some information, you find what you'd like to write, read it a couple of times, reword it and write it again in your own words. Okay, that's expected. Referencing, we encourage you to reference under each page, under each paragraph or page, just to get into the habit. It's not mandatory, but definitely encouraging it, because if you continue on to study, it does become an expectation. So it's good to get in the habit. So even just learner guide page so-and-so where you got it from, or copy and paste a link from an outside resource. So you can do that at the bottom of the paragraph or at the bottom of the page. You can start a little reference list. Requesting support. So you can email to the Sci-Fi team. I'll talk more about this in a minute on the next page. And resubmissions. Assessment instructions are all there for you on Connect. Okay, it's all very clear about how to submit your assessments and how to resubmit on there. So, okay, so the assessment due dates we talked about, the 3rd of the 5th, 23. Assessment was assessment 1, assessment 2 is the 17th of the 5th, which is May 23, and then assessment 3 is due on the 31st of May 23. I can't tell you the importance, of these, getting these in. For don't miss the deadline, and then move along to your next assessment. Okay, just what we were talking about before. Please reach out for support if you have any queries or questions, or just need any support with your studies. Please email us on the sci-fi.north@tafequeensland.eu.au. Make sure in the email you include your name, the student number, the unit code, the assessment number, question number or numbers, and outline your query. And in the subject line for the content of the email, please make sure it refers to what you're asking about. So no attention to a teacher or something, right? Assessment to support. And then we can see that and prioritize these emails, knowing that the students reaching out for support. Okay, and next session, I'll be here next week on the 17th of May from 9:30 to 10, which is the Wednesday. And look, it will be a drop-in. I'll be here in the classroom, drop-in for support, question and queries. And yeah, anytime in between that, please shoot us an email and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, thank you.